county doesn't have power, and we're part of that 11% that doesn't have power. So kind of been left for last with getting power in our county. But I can't complain really because there's other parts of Alabama that are still faring very badly with not having power. Some counties like Dallas County, which is where the city of Selma sits, they don't have power at all. So can't really complain about not having power when at least my county's got power and I can get some fast food. Pretty much a lot of our food went to crap. This morning I checked the stuff we had in the freezer, and most of the stuff we had in the freezer, it wasn't bad condition, so we lost a lot of food. It's just been a difficult week here with the hurricane. Like again, I'm still thankful that at least I'm sitting on a tree that I cut down. This tree was leaning over the house, and turns out that the hurricane didn't really knock it down, but it kind of, it didn't really like totally knock down the tree. It kind of left it leaning over the house. So it was cold. Make sure if you're signing in, you hit the like button, y'all. And join the conversation, whatever you guys want to talk about. Whatever's on your mind, just spill it out and let's talk a little bit. Let's catch up on a little bit of stuff. I don't have too much battery on my phone, but I want to use it up with you guys, and I gotta go work in a little bit. So yeah, we had to chop up this big tree. It's a pretty tree. I didn't want to cut it, but again, once the hurricane came through, it kind of started leaning over the house, and I was actually able to find somebody to come cut it. So the good news is that I did find my property post. I was actually calling surveyors today, trying to get a quote for a survey, and I ran back to the back of the property, and I found where the property post is. Also, can you see me? How good is the signal? I don't know if you guys noticed that I kind of went through maybe 4 live stream efforts to try to get. So if you're watching, at least let me know if you can see me. It took 4 tries to start this live stream. Every one of them failed, which is odd because I usually have, way back in the woods for some reason, I usually have signal. Maybe with the hurricane, something changed. Maybe there's towers down, who knows what. But usually I have signal right back in the woods, deep in the woods. I usually have signal. So if you could just, if you're watching, just say I can see you or something, or say hello or something. Let me know how good the signal is. Well, yeah, I went back there and I finally found the property post, and it goes pretty far back. I got a good chunk of land. There's a part of the creek that's actually flowing right now, and my property butts right up. Like the creek, the part that's flowing, isn't right on my property, but it's right up to it. So it's nice that I can see. Like once I now know that's my land, I can use it. I can go there, and from my land I can see the creek. So that's, the part of the creek where the water's actually flowing through it. So that's pretty cool. It's about 10 feet out. Most of the creek is about 10 feet outside of my property, but I can see it from my property. So it's really nice that I can see the creek from my property, and that I actually found the property marker on one side, and I can now, based off that property marker, I can throw a measurement. I know it's 100 feet deep, so I can measure and I can find out where the other posts will supposedly be. So that's a great start. I'm gonna have to go work today again. I think the landfill's closed, which would mean that I would have to go do the job and then leave it on the trailer till Monday. I've been getting a lot of work in Alabama. It's kind of odd here. Like the hardest thing has just been learning how to, like, people here like socially are different. They have a different way of talking, so I have to that's been the hardest thing. It's just learning how to communicate with people, really. I mean, we speak English, but around here everything's kind of methodical and kind of there's a lot that I don't even know what it's called. It's kind of like somebody's not going to come and tell you, hey, cut your grass. They're going to say, hey, it sure is growing fast or something. So it's just a different way of talking in the South. So I have to, sometimes I come off as rude or offensive, but I'm not really trying to be at all. Because it's just the etiquette here is different. It's kind of like a polite society, and I don't. Like I said, I come from a place where you just talk directly. So that's been the hardest thing about my move to the South. I mean, I was technically in the South, but I wasn't literally in the South. So it's cold as crap. That's why I'm wearing my hat to keep my head cold warm. It's finally warmed up a little bit now. It's actually nice enough to be out here. We don't have power at the house yet, so it's been day number 3 with no power. Only 11% of my county is out of power, and we're in that 11%. And if they keep up their 9 to 7% success rate today, there's only a 2% chance we won't get power. So we should have power by the end of the day. It's been a long haul. We lost a lot of food. We tried to save by putting ice in there, but there's only so much you could do. Eventually, it's just all thoughts out, which is horrible because I saved a lot of food for an event like this to have a lot of food stored. Um, I had it's kind of a little frustrating, and it's been a little bit rough with this hurricane. Different than Florida, sleeping in the cold house without heaters been kind of rough because we don't have power, so it's been kind of rough. Looking into generators, yeah, we could get a generator, but I think we're gonna need a generator. That's like one thing I didn't even count on, but it's definitely gonna have to make our priority list now because I've talked to people, and you get like 2 or 3 weeks of up to 2 or 3 weeks. Let me show you guys how beautiful my winter grass is growing in. Isn't that pretty? I put down these winter grass seeds, and they're coming through pretty pretty. It's gonna look nice back here. It's kind of like the grass you see on golf courses, so it's really pretty stuff. So that's starting to come in. It's been good. Like I finally know where my property ends on one side, and I can kind of guess where it ends on the other side. The creek, I can see the creek from my property, and there's a lot more big trees back there that are mine. Big giant trees. I'm sure those trees you could probably get, I don't know, a few $1,000 for them. Somebody who actually has equipment and wants to buy them, because there's a lot of I don't know how that works, but you can sell your trees, and I want to fence in the property. Of course, people don't really like to get rid of their big trees because they're so pretty. But like I said, this one right here, we just had to chop it down. Didn't really have a choice. The hurricane kind of damaged it, so it's been an interesting week. I'm doing good as far as getting jobs and stuff, but there's always something to do. I kind of miscalculated how much it took to live. I thought it would just be like, it's rough out here. You go through shoes quicker, you go through clothes quicker. Kind of further out, you kind of need more. So you make more, but you kind of need more. But the further out, the more work there is, and then the further out, the more crap has to get done. That includes my property as well. So it's like, yes, other people need a lot of stuff, so I can provide a lot of services, but then I need a lot of services. And then it's been where like I'm working for other people so much that I don't even have time to catch up on my property. I got a customer who wants me to put up a fence, and I'm like, man, I got a tree in my backyard, a whole entire giant tree in my yard. That's going to take a week to cut up. So it feels like our county, only 10% of our county is out of power. Elmore County, only 10% is out of power, but there's other counties that are like 70% or something. I hear in Selma, Alabama, I think the vast majority of people are still out of power, and with no hopes in sight since their main power place got damaged. They kind of just build stuff here without building codes, which is nice, makes things affordable, but it also takes longer to get things back up. Anyways, this is like what they call a polite society, and I've posted a few things on Facebook in local Facebook groups, and all I get is like, if I'll ask a question, I won't even get an answer. You just get like, I think, to be honest, like apparently everybody's Southern culture is friendly and all that, and there are a lot of friendly people, but it's also, I think, very hypocritical and very controlling and very really unhelpful, to be honest. Like you don't really get a light on stuff. I don't really. I thought I had respect for like Southern polite society crap, but to be honest, I'm kind of not feeling it. I just gotta adjust to it, but it's basically, I thought Southern people were way better than Northern people. It's all the same crap. Everybody's the same. You got friendly people, you got not friendly people, and that's the same everywhere you go. So, anyways, I just had higher expectations for, as far as people. I had higher expectations. Like, dude, I live in the United States of America. I'm not gonna burn my garbage. I'm gonna take it to the landfill, or I'm gonna, pay a waste management to haul in my garbage. I'm gonna sit here and burn toilet paper and diapers and tampons in my backyard. That's backwards. And if you live like that, that's fine. I don't pay your bills. But me, I ain't living like that. Not a chance in the world. I came here to live better, not to live worse. So, I just feel that now that I've been here long enough, I'm seeing the good and the bad. There's a lot of good stuff. One thing I really like about Southern people is that they pay you whatever you ask them to pay. You know, like when you go on, when I go to a job, my price is the price, and that's it. And that's very respectable because you're a working class person. You deserve your work, and certain people understand that. And that's one of the great positive things about Alabama, for me, has been that people you can't overprice people, but you charge what it's worth. And they'll pay you what it's worth. They're not trying to nickel and dime you for a dollar. I've worked with two customers that I haven't liked, and they're both from Florida. There's a lot of people from Florida moving up this way. I've worked for two customers that I've kind of disliked working for, and both of them were from Florida. And the reason I dislike them is because they're trying to exploit you, and they're rude about it. Like actually, one of the customers was rude for Florida standards. For Florida standards, they were rude. So I don't know how well they're gonna fare here because there's a lot of people moving in from Florida. A lot of people. I've worked for a lot of people moving in from Florida, and for the most part, um, most people moving in from Florida, like I don't think they even get it, man. Like you have to just adjust. You have to adjust everything you do. You got to do it differently. Like the way you talk to people, how respectful you are. I think they're gonna fare really badly. Because at least I'm trying to understand how this polite society works. I'm trying to understand how when somebody tells you something, what they're really trying to say. Um, and you need all that because out here it's kind of like when you go to a company, like they don't really care about money out here. So it's not like in Florida. If you got money, you go buy something, you're gonna get they'll kiss up to you because they want your money. But here they don't care about money. So like when you use a service or a company or something, they don't care about money. You gotta respect them, and you gotta know somebody. And it's like that in Cuba, where my family's from. Like my family's from the countryside in Cuba, and it's just like that living out in Cuba. Like when I went to Cuba, let's say I wanted to buy a pair of shoes from somebody or something, like whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to do, or get in a taxi or something. You can't like just go up to somebody you don't know and ask them, "Hey, can I rent your car out?" Or whatever. You have to bring somebody that's from the neighborhood, and then they have to get you in. Once they get you in, then you're ready to go. It's kind of like an honor system. And so I'm familiar with it because we have the honor system and the polite system in Cuba, where I'm originally from, and where my family's from. So that's really been the hardest thing about adjusting to living in Alabama. It's been learning how to adjust to the polite system, the honor system and all that. Because I know what it is because when I go to Cuba, my family's taught me how it works. But it's very difficult, and I can definitely see somebody who doesn't want to make the adjustments. They're gonna have a very hard time in the South because you go to a company, need a service or buy something, and if you don't really conform to their preset polite standards, you might not even be able to buy what you want. They're just not going to talk to you. So um, it's a very interesting social situation here in the South. I like the trees. I love the mountains. I do love the lack of regulation because it makes things affordable, very affordable. But it's also it's a little bit rougher of a life too. Florida, um, you got to deal with winter, and you got to deal with cold, so it's very different. Um, it's a very interesting experiment to move to a place like this. Um, could I see myself living here forever? Probably not, to be honest, anymore. I feel that this is a place where we're gonna be for a while, make a crap load of money, and then move on somewhere better, or at least move into a property here in Alabama where I have more land and I'm further away from people, and I have to deal with less people. Because the thing here is, um, you have to deal with people. I would rather. I like the place. I like the views. And we ended up in a great area. Like I couldn't have asked for a better area. Elmore County is really the place to be. I think in Alabama. Like it didn't, like statistically, it doesn't look like much, but I like Wetumpka. I've met really good people in Wetumpka. Um, I think I would, if I could go back, I would have probably ended up in Wetumpka. I'm getting a lot of work in Wetumpka, and I like the people there. So far, the people I've worked for in Wetumpka are kind of like the best. Like they're looking out, like on the east side of Elmore County, they seem to kind of like really look out for you. Um, like really look out for you. Like I got people so far in Tallahassee and Wetumpka that I can kind of go to and get work and get stuff done. Um, so if I could redo this whole thing, I was looking at Wetumpka. The thing about Wetumpka was I just didn't think I could afford it. The thing is, I didn't know. I just didn't know. Like a totally new place to me. I did not know. Um, but I tell people like if you're coming from the outside world, you might want to end up in Wetumpka and end up in Prattville because it's like 50,000 people, and you can just kind of fade in better into a residential neighborhood. Or even Montgomery, you can fade in better, man. It's just I'm coming from way out there, and I'm kind of in the sticks, so it's been a very stark transition. The good thing is I do kind of with my neighbors. I'm kind of in with my neighbors already. You know, like they know I'm just about working hard, and they see me working hard, doing stuff on my property, and that's really important. You know, like what I think work ethic is respectable anywhere. Minding your own business is respectable, especially in a place where people are nosy. Like that's one thing about small town life, and not just here in Alabama, back in Florida too. Because I spent a lot of time in small town places back in Florida, and it's just a small town thing. People just kind of have more time on their hands and they're kind of nosy. I'm not a nosy person, so I kind of mind my own business. I don't care what's going on next door or across the street or none of that. So it ain't my business. So it's kind of been hard. Kind of um, just adjusting. Really, that's probably the right word. It's just to adjust to how things are here with people on a social level. But I guess if you mind your own business, that's respectable, and I do that. If you work hard, that's respectable, and I do that. But I'm a very direct, outspoken person, and that's a very complicated situation in a place like this because here people kind of like to suppress other people's thoughts, And I'm from the city. Nobody's gonna suppress my thoughts, I'm my own individual person with my own individual intellect, and I'm not gonna let somebody impose some type of backwards hick laws on me because I'm my own man. You don't pay my bills. Um, but really, all people do is kind of shun you. They kind of like try to push you aside and kind of ignore you, which is fine because I got my own money, I got my own work, I got my own house. I don't need nothing from nobody, so I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like people here do try to impose and people in the city do that as well. Don't get me wrong. If you live in like when I was in Florida in the city, people expect you to be a certain way, dress a certain way. In the city, there's also social expectations for you, which are the way you dress, the way you talk. There's all types of expectations from society everywhere you live that are kind of unwritten rules for different places. So you have to learn those unwritten rules everywhere you go. But I'm a grown man already. Look at this, y'all. I got white hairs on my beard. I'm a grown man already. So for me to let somebody else kind of impose some type of unwarranted, unneeded social stigma or requirement, it ain't gonna happen. I don't steal from nobody. I don't take none from somebody. But I'm a very outspoken person. So the politeness, I'm a polite person. Like me, I'm respectful. I open doors for people. I help people even when they don't like me or I mean like I am a hospitable person, but I'm not a hypocritical person. I'm an outspoken person, and if I gotta tell you something, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't care about politeness in the sense of keeping up appearances. I don't need appearances because I ain't related to nobody out here. I don't care what you think about me. I'm here to work, make some money, and mind my own business. You know what I mean? Like the hardest thing is really the small town politics. It's just like people got too much time on their hands. They're trying to figure you out. But that's anywhere too. That's if I move to small town Florida, it's the same exact situation. I didn't spend a lot of time in small towns in Florida. It's just like that. Alabama's a beautiful place. Beautiful trees, beautiful animals, beautiful creeks. It's a land that's very generous and provides, everything. The land is absolutely beautiful here. And don't get me wrong, there's some amazing people out here. I mean, it really is pleasant. Like the people I've worked, I'm gonna say just about everybody I've worked for. It's been a pleasure to work for people here. Like It really is enjoyable to work for people here. Like when you go work for somebody here, it really is enjoyable. Like I'm actually like back in Florida when I used to work for people, I would feel like, man, I need their money, but I don't like these. I don't want to help. I don't really want to. I don't like you as a person. I don't want to help you. We're here. It's actually likable people. Like you actually like you're okay with working for somebody hard. Like I've done a few jobs here where they've been really hard jobs, and I'm thinking, man, this sucks. But then I tell myself, okay, you know what? This is a young couple with kids, and they're trying to like buy a house. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I've worked for people here where it's a young couple like me. They just bought a house. It needs everything, bro. I know what that's about. I just bought a house. When we inherited a house in Florida that was uninhabitable. So I know what these young kids are going through out here. You know what I mean? Like when I see a young couple buying a house and they're hiring me to do the initial thing, which is to get rid of the garbage and knock down old fences and stuff like that, and cut down trees that are that are near their house and stuff. I know what that's about because I've done it. That's a very respectable thing. You know, you see two young people get together. You know, they're not even 25. They don't even know anything about life yet, really, and they buy a house somehow. Maybe they save up $10,000, $20,000 and bought a house that's uninhabitable. You know what I mean? They're gonna move into the house with a kid because they already had a kid, and they're trying to do something with their lives. I can work for somebody like that really, really hard, and I feel like, man, physically I want to quit this job, but I'm gonna give these people, I'm gonna go the extra mile to give these people their money's worth because I respect what they're doing with their lives. Because to be honest, there's a lot of people here wasting their lives away on all types of drugs and all types of lazy, just ain't doing snap with their lives. You get me? A lot of people here that ain't doing crap with their lives. A lot. I mean, a lot of young people here are just throwing their lives away. Like seriously throwing their lives away. Ain't nobody care to talk to them any better. Nobody know any better. They just drink, smoke, just throwing their lives away. So when I see a young couple, or I see an elderly person as well, and they got when I go work for somebody and like it's grandma, and grandma is with her grandchildren, you know, and they got this beautiful house that they've worked hard for, or they inherited the land from their ancestors, and they got all their family on one street. You know what I mean? And they're all there taking care of each other. When I go work for somebody like that, I'm actually happy to provide my sweat, my back pain, and all that for them people. And there's a lot of them people in Alabama, especially out here in these sticks where I'm at. Give me a second, y'all. So there's a lot of them good people out here. You know, families sticking together, working to improve their properties. I can help somebody like that. I can sweat hard for somebody that in a place that's not easy is trying to make it for their family and their people. It's enjoyable to give my work and my sweat for people like that. And there's a lot of people like that here. So I'm glad to be here and be able to provide my hard work and sacrifice, not only for me and my wife, but also for other people, you know, because there are some very enjoyable people here to work with. This morning it was cold as crap for me. It was in the 40s, but it's actually windy, so it felt really cold. Monday, I think we're going to have Monday and Tuesday, I believe, or Sunday and Monday, one of those 2 days. Overnight it's going to be in the 30s, and we still don't have our power back on, so last night it got into the 49, 48, freezing cold. I mean, until about right about now, like 11 to noon, it gets hot enough where you can actually start working because it's too cold to start working. I'm wearing pants with pajamas underneath them and two sweaters. I mean, that's kind of excessive, but I'm from Florida, so I am not used to this. And there's other stuff that happens to your body, other stuff that happens to your male body that it doesn't happen in the hot weather. So this is very uncomfortable. For me, it's cold. For me, it is cold. And I'll tell you what, I'll work next year probably. I'm gonna work hard through the summer and save up money, and I might just leave this place for a month or two when it gets. I might even do it this year. I'm seriously thinking like I might just go for 3 weeks at a time to Florida and just kind of spend 3 weeks in Florida during the winter. I ain't doing this winter crap. I might just go over there, maybe like January, or like the really cold months, or when a really nasty cold front comes through, I'm out. You know what I mean? I can get a hotel for $70 a night. Spend 3 or 4. I think in this. I think y'all gonna see December and January. Y'all gonna be getting a lot of videos in Florida. I'm gonna get out of the cold, man. When it gets cold, I'm out for a week. I'm out for 2. I'm gonna spend a lot of time in Florida, y'all, in the winter. Not in the summer, but in the winter. Like right now, the winter time coming around. I'm going back to Florida for a little bit. Every 20 miles you drive is another degree, another temperature degree. Oh yeah, hotels are cheap right now. But with COVID, it is scary to stay in hotels. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get out for the winter. I'm not gonna do this crap. Um, and actually, my housing cost is so affordable that even if I left for 2 months of the year during the winter, I would still be ahead. Like it still makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I can actually see how people snowbird for a month or two. I could actually start to snowbird. I might snowbird for like 2 months of the year. Like the 2 worst months of the year, I might snowbird them. You guys can tell my face looks really crappy. Like you can see all this. We still don't have power back. It's been cold. We've been working. We started a little bit late because it's really cold in the morning. But like yesterday, I didn't get home till like 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, we don't have power. Last night I got home like at 9 o'clock, or I don't know what time it was. It was late. It was already dark. We did a job in Wetumpka that took most. It was like we didn't finish till like 4:30 from start to finish. It was like 4:30. I left the job in Wetumpka, went to the landfill. It was a tough job. It was up a mountain, and it was like an incline. It was horrible. I mean, it was the most physically exhausting job, and it was cold, and it was up a mountain. You had to walk. My truck got stuck in the mud. I had to pay somebody to pull me out. It was one of those like, tough days. 4:30, I thought I was done heading home. The phone rings. All the way to Selma. At 4:30, I went all the way to Selma, did a job in Selma, and then I came back. I got home, I don't know, 9 o'clock. I don't know when the crap, at 8:30. When I got home, no power. I didn't know if I was going to have power because we were gone all day. I get home, no power. So with no power, I fired up the grill. $10 of charcoal. There's $10 down the toilet. A bag of charcoal to heat up a bucket of water so I could take kind of a warm shower because it was already freezing. For me, it was cold. And I had to take a cold shower in the dark. Yeah, it's been difficult with this hurricane. And snowstorms are not going to be any better. So, yeah, the cold weather sucks. It's enjoyable, actually, on your days off and stuff. But I don't have days off. I got jobs lined up for jobs that will take a week at a time. I got several jobs lined up. And then on top of that, I got this tree that we just cut down. And this is going to take me who knows what. I got three different piles of burn piles that I got to burn. I got a lot of work in front of me right now. And who knows, every other time the phone's going to keep ringing for other jobs. So I think I've just shoot off more than I can do. Like, I hate that feeling. I know, like, right now, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I don't have a break. It's just work, 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 work. 7 days a week, work, work, work. Man, oh man, no break. I hate that feeling. So I've created I've created a lot of liability and a lot of responsibility for myself that I did not want to take on. But like I thought by coming to a place like this, I would kind of unravel life a little bit, but I've actually made it more complicated, I guess. But and my YouTube's going strong. We're up to 16,400 subscribers. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome on board. Make sure you hit the like button if you're a new subscriber. And I hope that by telling you guys the real truth about what it's been like, I did. I had to hire somebody to cut this tree. I couldn't cut that tree by myself. Not a chance. Look at that thing. I had to hire somebody for that tree right there. It was 80 foot tall. I had to hire the guy. And after a hurricane, hiring somebody to cut a tree is not affordable. I know my face looks kind of weird, but like it's cold. My sinuses, like I haven't been even showering properly since we don't have power and it's cold. It's been crappy. So I know I look like crap right now. I look horrible and I feel horrible. I just want to take a warm shower and a day off and relax a little bit. There's a lot to do out here, but I did not come here to sleep. I came here to change my life. I want to live right in Florida, and I'm gonna live right here. Even if I gotta even if the next 2 years of my life are just nothing but work and hardship, I'm going to get ahead. This property will be fenced in, landscaped beautifully. My interior will get redone. I will live like a decent human being at any cost. I came here to work. I came here to make. I didn't come here to, to sit underneath a tree all day and go fishing. I came here to work, make my life better. So what are you guys talking about, man? Y'all haven't said. Y'all been quiet as crap today. Everybody got their power out. Not everybody, Lisa, but we do. We're the 10% of my county. But at least I'm the 10% of my county that doesn't have power, because other counties not too far away are 70% and 80% without power. So there's a lot of people without power in central Alabama right now. So I can't really complain. At least I know I'm the 10% left in my county. But since we're like so far, like most of my, like 90% of my county, more than 90% of my county has power right now. But that lets you know how far up in the sticks we are, that we're the last people to get it. We're so far into the sticks that we're that last 10% that doesn't have their power back. I'm like the outskirts of the outskirts out here, you know? And then the other counties that are even further out, they might go for a few weeks, man. I can't help feeling bad for them. How long did they anticipate being out? They don't know and they don't say. Don't know, don't say. How far is it from where you live to the ocean? 3 hours, 180 miles. So if I left my house right now, in 3 hours, I'd be looking at the ocean. Which to me means nothing at this point, because I would rather look at a mountain. I would rather look at a mountain or a beautiful, thriving city. The ocean to me means nothing. I went to the beach. You guys remember when I did those live streams? We went to Florida a few weeks ago. It didn't mean nothing to me, man. And you know, it didn't mean much to me. To me, the ocean means nothing. To me, a creek out in the woods with clear water, big rocks, nobody around, means more than a beach. Hands down. I'd rather be on a creek out in the mountains. Actually, I would rather be here on my own property. Like, a lot of times people say, oh, it's boring in Alabama. There's nothing to do. Bro, you could be out in these woods all day long. Like, just sitting here, enjoying the deep colors of foliage, the breeze, the cooler weather. So I can see a lake from here. There's a lake over there. I can see it. You can't see it in the summer when I bought the house, but now that the trees are thinning, I can my property in the winter is going to overlook a lake. In the summer, I won't be able to see it. The trees fill out, make a wall. You can't see it. But once these leaves fall off, I can already start to see a lake over there. So there's a lake that I can see over that way. Okay, I can see the lake, and there's a creek out back. I found my property marker today for the first time, and the creek is 10 feet offset from my property, so I can quite literally put a share of my property and be 10 feet away from the flowing water of a clear creek with beautiful sand and rocks. So what do I need? Boring for what? For one, I got so much work here that I don't have time to be bored. And again, I got the front yard with a porch. I got the backyard with a porch. I got the woods here. I got the mountain ridge, and then I got the creek up back. I don't, you know what I mean? And when people say, oh, it's boring out in the middle of nowhere, you don't know how to slow down life to really enjoy life, really, I guess. Like, I don't need it. Like, the way I look at it, as you might look at it as it's boring here in the woods, the way I look at it as your life is so vain in the city that you need artificial entertainment. I don't need artificial entertainment. Man, I just got to walk out here and be in these woods. Look at this blue sky. Look at these tall trees. You get me? I don't need artificial enhancement to my life. You know what I mean? My life is pure, breathing fresh air. I hear a dog barking. I hear an owl, whatever. I see a chipmunk. I see a squirrel. I see a deer. I wake up in the morning and I see the footprints where the deer on my property the night before. You understand me? So like I don't need artificial enhancement to my life. So when people say it's boring there, you've just been used to needing artificial enjoyment in your life. You don't understand the pure quality of life, of fresh air, trees, which I've been deprived of for so long. I could never find myself. I mean, you start a bonfire, you eat some good food. I might not even go to work today, y'all. I keep talking about this, and I gotta go work. Y'all got me thinking about coming over here and starting a bonfire, eating some good food, playing some good music. Even though I'll play it in my car. You understand me? Look what we're doing right now. We're doing a live stream. I'm not bored right now. I got 27 of my friends and haters with me right now. You understand? Smile for me. Give me the like button. Y'all smile. We're all here together. That's pure life. How could that be boring? You know what's boring to me is that your life is so deprived of nature and beauty that you got to go sit down in a theater. I don't know what city people do anymore. Sit down in a restaurant with a bunch of other people. I don't need that. I'm in my backyard and I got 27, 28 people right here with me. I'd take y'all way back there and I'll show y'all my land. I found my property posts. I know where my property ends now in the back. I was gonna hire a surveyor. I'm gonna run when I get some money. I'm gonna run fences all the way around the sides, not the back, because it'll ruin the view, but at least so I don't have to see my adjacent neighbors. Not that I don't like them. I like my neighbors, but I don't want to see their face that often. I like privacy. But anyways, how could you be? I don't know. People say it's boring to live out in the country. I don't think this is boring at all. I think this is. There's so much to soak in. I don't even know how to explain it, but I would definitely not describe it as boring. I find it relaxing. Yo, in the city, I used to see my neighbor's fence, hear the cars passing on the main road. Do we hear cars passing? No. In a day, there might be one or two cars. Maybe the mailman, then there's the garbage man, and then there's like my neighbors going home from work. That's it. No, you don't need to come on my street. The peace, the tranquility, listening to the owls. Wake up in the morning uh, and hearing the birds chirping, the mockingbirds. There's so much life to soak in. I don't think it's boring living. Personally, a lot of people, their minds are not programmed to soak those things in, but I don't think it's boring at all. Let me go through some of these questions. See if you guys have any questions. Please feel free to ask me anything other than my bank account balance. But y'all welcome to ask anything. Go ahead and start the bonfire. It's the weekend. Why not? I told somebody I was gonna go work for him, and I need to do that right now. So we gotta cut this live stream. I gotta go help this guy, and after that, I might just come home, start up the grill, cook up all that meat that's gonna go bad, and maybe share it with my neighbors because it's gonna go bad regardless. Make a big barbecue. Start chopping up these trees. Park the car over here. Blast some music. You know what I mean? Um, I stopped listening to rap music for the most part now. I live in the country. I listen to country music, which is a lot cleaner than rap. But that's been a struggle I've been facing for a while. Stop listening to bad music. I've kind of improved the quality of my music. It's more mellow and more relaxing and less kind of bad, I guess. Some of us like to hustle in crowds. I do too. Like there's times where I wish I was in Miami. Like there's days where I tell Katie, man, I wish I was in Miami right now, having some cafecito on 8th Street or something. You know what I mean? Like, I do like it. I do like it. But being able to not be in it all the time is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, rap is horrible. And there was a time when rap music wasn't bad. Like, at first rap was very lyrical, like Big L, very lyrical artist. Terminology, Big L, these were lyrical artists. Then rap was kind of fun, it was about rims, it was about old Chevys, it was about Jordans. All rap is about today is using drugs, and that's not what I do. It's not what I want to listen to. Somebody, I sell crack all day. That's kind of like embarrassing to listen to be honest. You know what I mean? It's very embarrassing to listen to. Yeah, hip hop, it's gone to garbage, man. Like I got rap here. It's like from the 2007, 2008. It's from Alabama. I used to listen to a lot of Alabama rap way back in the day. You know, Cadillac on 22s. You know, Put some rims on it. Avalanche, black on black, and the trunk is blue. It was about cars. It was about, you know, enjoying life. Rap today is about doing drugs. I don't want to listen to that garbage. And even some of the country music has started to pick up. You know what I do like is, do you guys know what hip hop is? It's hip hop, like, style, but with country themes. Hip hop. It's kind of like, it's country rap. There's artists like Upchurch. There's artists like Demon Jones is one of my favorite. He's out of, oh my gosh, look, I just found on my property. I hadn't seen this. Ugh, I got sawdust in my eyes. It's like a axe handle stuff laying around this place. I thought I've cleaned this place up, and then every day you find something different. But like hip hop. One of my favorite artists is Demon Jones. He's from Georgia. I'm feeling good. Catch me in the South. Like, Demon Jones is really good, and he does live streams too. Cool guy. He's got 200,000 subscribers, but somehow I've talked to him several times, so he stays on top of his social media. And you know what I really like about Demon Jones is he lets you know that he's making a living off YouTube in his music career, which a lot of artists are very unlikely. Like, he's like me. Like, he tells you what the deal is, And he's from the South. He's from Georgia, and he's actually, being real about his stuff. He's not with the. He stepped out of the comfort zone of Southern politeness and he's just keeping it real. And he's from Georgia, and he's doing great. He's got 200,000 subscribers, and his themes, like, he's got one song that he wrote for his autistic sister that passed away. We had that happen in our family, so we can relate to that. He's got a song called "Feeling Good." I'm feeling good. Catch me in the South. Like, he's got a new song called "Country First." All rap music isn't bad, but so much of it is crap now. It's all about drugs and disrespecting women. I like music from the 90s. Most R&B, yep. You know what I'm talking about, and stuff they're coming out with it fills you with anxiety. Like, I listened for a while, and again, I shouldn't even be talking about this, but I was listening to Rod Wave. He's from St. Petersburg, and there's another one called, can't remember his name, he's from New York, and his song's called FN. That music is downright depressing, y'all. I get it, you've been through the struggle, I've been through the struggle too, but I cannot sit here and listen to, my heart's on ice and life's going miserable and I've been through so much. All right, you've been through so much. I have too. But if you start to dwell on those things, you will quite literally go insane. I need to listen to Country First. I need to listen to my truck. You know what I mean? Like, I need to put positive thoughts in my head. If I start listening to Rod Wave talking about how he was fat and starving, brings back memories of me being fat and starving. I don't want that in my life. I can't do that negativity. Besides, it doesn't fit my moral character. It's not who I am. So I've kind of had to, like, put away the bad music. But, being in the country, it's hard to put that away in the city. It's easy to put it away in the country. So really getting over the rap music, the bad stuff. But I purposely do seek out good rap music. There just ain't much of it, to be honest. Hip hop. I mean, some of these country artists are rapping better than rappers. Jason Aldean, Florida Georgia Line. Country music, to me, is emo with hat. So I don't like country. I like old music, 50s all up to the 90s. Like bluegrass. There's still some bluegrass bands out there, real bluegrass bands. There's still I listen to bluegrass, and I can actually listen to bluegrass here and not feel embarrassed about it. In Florida, I used to listen to bluegrass, and I felt so embarrassed. It was embarrassing to listen to bluegrass in Florida. It's not embarrassing to listen to bluegrass here. It's kind of, even people around here kind of like look down on bluegrass. So I lived in Kentucky, and I like bluegrass. I listen to it. Some of my neighbors think it's okay, but I listen to bluegrass. I like bluegrass music. Been around a lot of bluegrass music. I like it. And there is still some bluegrass groups that are all right. But y'all right, music has gone to garbage. It's just it ain't what it used to. Like like boozy and all that back then was all about you know cars and rims and like, at least there are things. I don't know. Music's really gone to garbage nowadays. Guys, I've enjoyed chilling with y'all for a little bit, talking about what music I'm listening to now and all that. I think the other artist that I'm listening to now is pretty much Demon Jones is probably the artist I'm listening to the most, and like Jason Aldean. Um, I listen to a lot of old country, Hank Williams, both Hank Williams. Do you? No, I don't listen to gospel music. No, I don't listen to gospel music because they're making money off religion, and to me that goes against my moral standards personally. So I don't listen to gospel. Okay, um, they're just making money off religion. They're YouTubers or bands. They're just making money off religion. They're like exploiting uh, a religious cause, really, like making you feel like they're really a brand is what they are, and they're just making you buy their brand and making you think that by buying their brand you're doing something good. I don't listen to gospel music at all. Um, nope, I don't do that. I do like old R&B, some Tony Tone, um, stuff like that. Even reggaeton went to garbage. Man, reggaeton's gone to garbage. Although I was listening to Spanish radio on XM radio, which is going to expire here any day now. XM radio is going to expire on me any day now. But on XM radio, I was listening to reggaeton. There's a new version of the Dembow song, which back in the day was the greatest reggaeton song ever. Kind of like the song that kind of, I don't know, one of the greatest reggaeton songs was a song called Dembow by Wasting and Yandel. And there's a new remake of Dembow in the new style of reggaeton, which isn't really, that sounds really good actually. However, for the most part, oh my, I can't believe how bad they let reggaeton go. Like, I know reggaeton was, for the most part, this was kind of like the same exact thing as rap music. As far as lyrical content was very similar to rap, pretty much garbage. But at least the artists were artists. They had, like, Teo Calderon, he had his own style. Ain't no other artist ever going to be like Teo Calderon. That guy had his own thing going on. A Daddy Yankee managed to somehow stay relevant. Most of those artists, they had so much individuality to them that no other artist is ever going to replace them or be phased out. Those people, they were iconic in their era because their artistic style was so individual and unique. It was just authentic. When I listen to these reggaeton songs now, they got all these women doing reggaeton music. They don't know music. They don't know. They're mostly Colombian and Venezuelan because they've kind of commercialized it. They just don't have it, man. Go back to making cumbia music or something, man. They just stay out of reggaeton. Y'all messing it up. No art. No, I listen to some of these artists now. Like, when you're watching, like when you put on your YouTube playlist for music, and then all of a sudden they throw that one song in there that kind of matches what you're listening to. Like, at first you don't even notice it because it kind of fades into your playlist, but it's really an ad. Like, where they like artists back in the day were so good that you had to pay for their music. Now artists are so bad that the artist pays YouTube to get played. That's how bad the artists are. So instead of you paying the artist pays you to listen to them, and you click the skip button because you don't want to hear it because they suck so bad. I listen to a lot of real Cuban music, man. Like, real Cuban music. I listen to salsa, merengue, bachata, all the real Latin music. Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican. You know what I mean? I listen to other music from the islands too. I listen to music from Haiti. Compa music from Haiti. That's fun stuff right there. By the way, you guys can check out my music playlist that I have. I probably have, when you go to my playlist, there's probably 7 or 8 playlists that are public. So you can actually listen to my playlist for your weekend. There's a few odd ones. There's one that's African music. But it's not all from Africa. Some of it's from Angola, some of it's from Brazil, some of it's from Cuba. Some of it's from Puerto Rico. It's African music from all over the world. So it's from every other country that's African. And when I say African, I'm not talking about like Africa. I'm talking African as the more broad term, African. Because there's Africans in the Caribbean islands, there's Africans in the Pacific Islands, there's Africans in South America. So it's African music. I have an African music playlist. You can look through it. I love real music like that. Like old Cuban music. Polo Montañez is a great one. So yep. All right, guys. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a beautiful weekend. Uh, you know, I don't do gospel music. They're just trying to make money. That's all there is to it. They ain't no different than all the other people. Uh, well, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. For real. I gotta go work. The day's warmed up enough to where I can actually move now. I gotta go make some money quickly, and then I gotta run back over here and start working on this property. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and y'all have a beautiful weekend checking out. And I don't have power, so this weekend, what I would recommend is go look at some of my old videos. Go look for the old videos, all right? Please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I might do a bonfire later. I will try to. I can't guarantee it because there's so much I need to do here that I don't even know what my day's going to be like. I also got to set up my cameras. Um, I bought a really, really expensive camera system, and I have to set it up. I have to get that done. So I need to protect my property a little bit better. It's the ones that where you walk in front of them and they turn on and everything and all that. So I bought the camera system, and it's actually cold enough to get in the attic. The reason is I haven't done this because it's been kind of too warm to be in the attic. But on these cool days, it's perfect to be in the attic. So now I can get up in the attic and run on my wires and set up my cameras. So I got a lot of stuff to do, guys. Checking out. Again, I recommend you go look at my old videos because with no internet, I can't edit videos. No power, can't edit videos. So you might get a live stream later if I have time. But as far as edited videos, until my power is back on, I don't know. And again, there's so many projects on this property that I don't even know how my YouTube channel is growing right now because my subscribers are going up like crazy. We've got 400 new subscribers in like the last 2 weeks or something. So the channel's growing again. I just don't even know how since I've been so busy. But I love y'all. Stay out of trouble.